Hello friends, in this video we will learn about heterotrophic nutrition. In this type of nutrition, remember the organism obtain food from the others. In the last video we learned about autotrophic nutrition where the organisms prepare their own food, but in this case of nutrition they obtain their food from others. Okay, after obtaining the food from others, the food must be digested. If the digestion is not occurred, then there is of no use of obtaining food. So food must be digested. Digestion may be outside the body, digestion may occur outside the body, or digestion may occur inside the body. If the digestion is outside the body, this type of condition is observed in case of fungus. Fungus, these are the organisms that grows and develops on decaying objects. Decaying means decomposing objects. So on decomposing objects which are already dead, which has already no life, so from these organisms they obtain their food. They don't need to kill their food. Okay, in case of digestion inside the body, example is human beings. In case of human beings, we kill the organisms, then only we obtain the food from them and the digestion occurs inside our body. So when the organism is not killed, without killing the organism, when we obtain food, this type of nutrition is known as parasitic nutrition, and those organisms which perform this type of or which practices this type of nutrition are called as parasites. Example, leeches, lice, cuscuta. Leeches, lice, they obtain blood, they take blood or they suck blood from the organisms without killing the organisms. Cuscuta, it is a plant parasite. This grows over other plant without killing the plant and obtain food. Some lower organisms are there where we will study their nutrition, like amoeba and paramecium. In case of amoeba, when they come near a food, they develop pseudopodia. This pseudopodia covers the whole food like this situation and engulf the food. After entering into their cell, the food is digested and the nutrients are absorbed by the amoeba. So we also know that amoeba do not have any particular shape. In case of paramecium, which is also a unicellular organism like amoeba, they have cilia, hair-like structures over their body. So they live basically in aquatic condition. Amoeba also live in aquatic condition. Aquatic means water bodies like ponds, rivers, tanks, etc. So aquatic environment. So food must be in the aquatic environment. So with the help of cilia, they create a current. They create a water current. They create a water current. With the help of cilia, they create water current. With the help of this water current, food enters through this part. Aperture means a hole for entry of the food. Through this aperture, through this way, the food enters into the body of paramecium. Next, we have the most important type of nutrition that occurs in human being. So in this condition, let us first observe the organs that is present in our body. So we have an alimentary canal which starts from mouth, then esophagus, then stomach, then small intestine, then finishes with large intestine and anus. And we have some accessory glands, means helping glands like liver, pancreas, etc. So when we take food through our mouth, so remember, food contains protein, carbohydrate, fats, vitamins, minerals and water. So these are the substances which are present in the normal food. So when we take food, first of all we chew the food by our teeth. Then saliva from our mouth mixes with the food. Saliva has an enzyme known as amylase which acts on carbohydrate, and then breaks down into sugar. Other parts remain the same like protein, fats, vitamin, mineral and water remains the same. Only carbohydrate becomes sugar. Then this part of food through esophagus goes to stomach, and the movement and the journey through esophagus is assisted by peristaltic movement which occurs in the esophagus, peristaltic movement is observed in esophagus. With the help of this movement, food enters into the stomach. In stomach, we have digestive juices that contains HCl, hydrochloric acid, plus pepsin, plus mucus. Okay, HCl kills any kind of germs present in the food. Pepsin acts on the protein part of the food. Remember, pepsin acts on the protein part of the food. Then mucus makes the food slippery. Remember, mucus makes the food slippery. So these digestive juices are secreted by gastric glands, which are present in the stomach wall. Remember, digestive juices are secreted by gastric glands, which are present in stomach wall. Okay, if excess of HCl is released, that condition is called acidity, which is normally observed in case of adults, which occurs due to excessive secretion of HCl. Remember, hydrochloric acid, excess secretion of hydrochloric acid develops acidity. Okay, from stomach, remember, inside the stomach, protein part has been digested. Remember, protein part has been digested. Okay, this partially digested food through this sphincter muscle enters into the small intestine. It is the longest part of the alimentary canal, where complete digestion of carbohydrate, protein and fats occurs. Complete digestion of carbohydrate, protein and fats occurs. But how this complete digestion occur? From liver, bile is secreted. Liver secretes bile. Okay, here is an interesting part is there. From liver, bile juice is secreted. Bile juice directly do not go to the small intestine. First of all, it is stored in the gallbladder. It is called as gallbladder. When food comes into the small intestine, then only gallbladder secretes the bile. Okay, so liver produces the bile and gallbladder secretes the bile. Remember, this bile helps in the digestion of fats. Remember, bile helps in the digestion of fats. This activity is going on. Remember, small intestine. Then from pancreas also, pancreatic juice comes out. From pancreas, pancreatic juice also comes out, which also enters into the small intestine. Okay, pancreatic juice contains trypsin. Remember, protein digesting enzymes. Protein is already digested in the stomach. If any protein is left, then that extra protein is digested by the trypsin. Amylase, if any sugar, if any carbohydrate is left in the mouth, then amylase digests the leftover carbohydrate. Then lipase, it acts on the fats part of the food. So protein done, carbohydrate done, fats done. Then if still there any kind of food is left over, like protein, carbohydrate, then lipid or fats, and their complete digestion is performed by intestinal juice, which is secreted by walls of small intestine. Remember, small intestine itself has some glands which secrete intestinal juice, which acts on these parts. Finally, after action of the bile, pancreatic juice and intestinal juice, these three, 1, 2 and 3. So bile, pancreatic juice and intestinal juice, complete digestion of food occur. Okay, after complete digestion, carbohydrate transfers into glucose. After complete digestion of protein, it becomes amino acid. After complete digestion of fats, it produces fatty acids and glycerol. Okay, then this part goes to the small intestine. It is already in the small intestine. Then it will travel through the small intestine. Inside the small intestine, we find some finger-like projections. These finger-like projections are called as villi. So this villi has a good connection of blood vessels. So these simplified foods are absorbed by villi, and this villi will transfer these food particles to blood, and the blood will carry these food particles to all cells of the body. After that, the unabsorbed food, these are absorbed. If there is any kind of unabsorbed food, along with water, mineral and vitamin, they will enter to the large intestine. Unabsorbed food enters into the large intestine, where water absorption occurs along with vitamin and minerals. So everything is done: protein done, carbohydrate done, fats done, vitamin, mineral, water, everything is done. Then if there is any kind of leftover food is there, they will go to the anus part, and it will be eliminated out of the body. So thank you very much.